Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. The Impressions are an American music group from Chicago that formed in 1958 and reached its zenith in the early to mid 1960s with gospel soul hits The Gypsy Woman, It's Alright, Keep on Pushing, and People Get Ready. The group had an early hit as Jerry Butler and The Impressions with Your Precious Love. Butler soon departed the group for a solo career and Curtis Mayfield became The Impressions' lead singer, guitarist and songwriter. A string of major hits followed, some of which became anthems of the civil rights movement and played a role in the emerging Black Pride movement as well. The Impressions were inductees into both the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. Jerry Butler and Curtis Mayfield met while singing in the same Chicago church choir. After singing in the number of local gospel groups, the two of them joined a doo-wop group called the Roasters in 1957, whose members included Chattanooga, Tennessee native Sam Gooden, Richard Brooks, and his brother Arthur. By 1958, the Roasters had a new manager in Eddie Thomas, a record deal with VJ Records, and a new name, Jerry Butler and the Impressions. The group's first hit single, often associated with Butler alone, was 1958's For Your Precious Love, which hit number 11 on the United States pop charts and number 3 on the R&B charts soon after the release of the R&B top 30 hit Come Back My Love. Butler left the group to go on to the successful solo career. After briefly touring with the now solo Butler as his guitarist, Curtis Mayfield became the Impressions' new lead singer and songwriter, and Fred Cash, a returning original Roasters member, was appointed as the new fifth member. Mayfield wrote a number of Butler's early solo hits and used the money to get the Impressions to move to Chicago, Illinois. There they got a new deal with ABC Paramount Records in 1961 and released their first post-Butler single. That single, Gypsy Woman, was their biggest single, hitting number 2 on the R&B charts and number 20 on the pop chart. However, after successive singles failed to chart well, Richard and Arthur Brooks ended up leaving the group in 1962. Now a trio, the Impressions soon aligned themselves with producer Johnny Pat, who helped to update their act and create a more lush soul sound for the group. The result was the gospel soul hit It's Alright, a 1963 gold single that topped the R&B charts and made it to number 4 on the pop charts, becoming one of the group's signature songs. It's Alright and Gypsy Woman were the anchors of the group's first LP, 1963's The Impressions. Amen. An updated version of an old gospel tune was included in the soundtrack of the 1963 MGM film Lilies of the Field, which starred Sidney Poitier. In 1964, the group released the first of Mayfield's Black Pride anthem compositions, Keep on Pushing, which became a top 10 smash on both the pop and R&B charts. It was also the title cut from the album of the same name, which likewise reached the top 10 on both charts. Future Mayfield compositions would often feature social and political themes, including the following year's major hit and the group's best-known song, The Gospel Style, People Get Ready, which hit number 3 on the R&B charts and number 14 on the pop Mayfield charts. Compositions would often feature social and political themes, including the following year's major hit and group's best-known song, The Gospel Style, People Get Ready, which hit number 3 on the R&B charts and number 14 on the pop charts. Rolling Stone magazine later rated People Get Ready the number 24 greatest song of all time. The song was also included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. The song formed the foundation of Bob Marley's hit One Love and has been covered by the wide range of artists, including Dionne Warwick, the Everly Brothers, Rod Stewart and Chambers brother, John Denver, U2, Aretha Franklin, Alicia Keys, and Bob Dylan. In the mid-1960s, the Impressions stood among the top male R&B groups and were compared with Motown acts known as the Temptations, the Miracles, and the Four Tops. However, after 1965's Woman Got Soul, the Impressions failed to reach the R&B top 10 for 3 more years, finally scoring in 1968 with the number 9 I Loved and Lost, We Are Winner, which hit number 1 on the R&B charts. That same year represented a new level of social awareness in Mayfield's music. The Impressions soon joined Mayfield's new Kurt Dom label, and over the next 2 years, several more Impressions message tracks followed, including the number 1 R&B hit Choice of Colors 1969 and the number 3 Check Out Your Mind 1970. After the release of the Check Out Your Mind LP 1970, Mayfield left the group and began a successful solo career, the highlights of which was writing and producing the Superfly soundtrack. He also continued to write and produce for the Impressions, who remained Orkertum. Leroy Hudson was the first new lead singer for the group following Mayfield's departure, but success eluded the Impressions and Hudson left the group in 1973. New members Rolf Johnson and Reggie Torian replaced Hudson, and the Impressions had 3 R&B top 10 singles in 1974 to 1975. The number 1 finally Got Myself Together, I Am a Changed Man, and the number 3 single Same Thing It Took. And sooner or later in 1976, the Impressions left Curtum for Cotillion Records and had their final major hit with Loving Power. The same year, Rolf Johnson was replaced with Nate Evans, who remained in the group for 3 years, during which time the Impressions switched to 20th Century Records. Singles and album sales continued to slip. However, the Evans left in 1979, reducing the group to a trio. Their final album, Fan the Flames, was was released in 1981, and Reggie Torian, Fred Cash, and Sam Gooden disbanded the group 2 years later. Since the early 1980s, the Impressions periodically reformed in various formats, usually recreating the classic lineup of Mayfield, Gooden, and Cash, and sometimes including Jerry Butler in the lineup. Rolf Johnson rejoined the group in 1983 and was with them until 2000. On August 14, 1990, Mayfield was severely injured when lighting equipment fell on him during an on-stage performance in Brooklyn, New York. He died on December 26, 1999 at the age of 57. The Impressions were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991. The members who take part in his honor was Sam Gooden, Jerry Butler, Richard Brooks, Curtis Mayfield, Arthur Brooks, and Fred Cash. The group was inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 2003. The Impressions still perform today with Fred Cash, Sam Gooden, and Reggie Torian. In 2008, Universal Music and Hip Hop Records released Moving On Up, the first ever video compilation of the Impressions, featuring new interviews with original Impressions members Sam Gooden and Fred Cash, along with taped interview with Curtis Mayfield and video performances of the group's greatest hits and several of Mayfield's solo hits. Impression songs like Keep On Pushing and If I Had a Choice of Colors became anthems in the civil rights and black consciousness movement, while their gospel soul hit People Get Ready has been widely covered, and their early hit For Your Precious Love is considered a classic R&B ballad. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.